Hello and welcome to Mental Monday, the big friendly conversation about mental health with me, Jake Symons. For the next half an hour, we're going to be having just that, a big friendly conversation about mental health. If you're here for the first time, I'm just going to run through kind of what we're actually going to be talking about here. This is a completely unscripted conversation about mental health. It goes by what's said in the chat, although I do have a few prompts for when the conversation dries up. But this is really a conversation between all of us, just to support ourselves. It's every other week, so if you want to join us, the next one will be on the 8th of February. The replays of this are saved, not that you'd watch them, obviously, because it's interactive live. We are just chatting, if you will, and so there we go. As a mental health advocate, I'm available anytime. If you do want to talk to me, that will be over on Twitter at JakeSWrites, or email jake@jakesymons.com, or even Instagram now, which I now have connected to this laptop, so I am able to actually see any Instagram DMs, hopefully, that you may choose to send me during this. Thank you so much for coming, first of all. It's great that you're all here, and I hope you're all staying safe. A couple of things I do want to mention before I get into kind of the actual show is just like a small trigger warning, in that we are going to be covering a few things that could be upsetting, though we try and keep the conversation away from self-harm, suicide, graphic description of things. You know what's triggering, and that just purely because this isn't the place for help. I can't help you through YouTube. I can't give you the support you need. So if you do get triggered by anything, or if you are in a position where you need to talk to someone, and I suggest you do that, you can call the Samaritans on 116123, joe@samaritans.org, or you can ring Childline if you're under 19, 0800 11 11. They've also got a live chat on their website as well, and email via their website rather. So there you go. That is the kind of what we do here. If, as I say, do get in touch. The show kind of goes on what you say in the comments. So that's basically what it is. So how are we all? I normally start with an open question, and that is, how are you? So I think I've skipped through that introduction quite fast. So I'm going to kind of hold on to that for now, because we want to just see how everyone is in the chat first. Make sure everyone's alright. Do let me know. I'm trying to actually open my Instagram, which I can't seem to get a feed for, so I might just be on Twitter by the looks of things, and email. Oh well, never mind. No Instagram today, unfortunately. I can't seem to open it. Great. So there we go. That is what we are going to be talking about. So do reach me on Twitter. You can reach me anytime outside of this. Obviously, you know, when you reach me, it's not shared with anyone. So just do keep that in mind. But if you reach me during the show, I might read it out, because that's like the whole idea of it. So there you go. I won't add your name though. So today, oh, I didn't answer my own question, did I? I'm skipping through this introduction. We're like 4 minutes in already. We normally start about 7 minutes in, which allows people to join, and the introduction's normally a lot longer than for some reason it has been. So, how have I been? I've been great, actually. Positive. I've had a positive week, and I'm really happy. And, you know, I feel like, yeah, there's people out there that haven't had a good week. I'm going to be doing that with my hair a lot. I've just seen myself do it. It's getting to the point where it's too long. It needs to go. But I've had a positive week, and I think that is definitely something to kind of cling on to, those moments, really, when, you know, we all do have ups and downs, but when we have you know, good weeks, just make the most out of them. It's a little win for you, and, you know, it makes you feel good, and, you know, embrace that. Don't feel like, you know, it's only a little thing and it's normal, and you're just like everyone else, that because you've managed to get through a week without, you know, crying, or without, you know, doing whatever kind of behaviours you want to kind of recover from. But yeah, I've had a really positive week. Really good actually. Running a new Instagram account, so that's been fun. It's my mate's photography account. I'm absolutely loving it. It's getting like 50 followers a day, and the adrenaline rush I'm getting from it, I'm pretty much treating it as my account. Obviously not, and yeah, so that's been fun. It's nice to have something that's fun, but not too obviously, doing it just for a mate. So it's a bit less, I guess, hard work than working with agency clients sometimes. So that's been fun. Followed a whole bunch of new mental health. I'm trying to get back into Instagram. I haven't posted, and I don't have anything to post other than the terrible state of my hair and the kind of worst state it is getting. I don't really have anything else to post, so yeah, but I have followed some new mental health pages from Blurt. Actually, I retweeted this on Twitter if you want to see a list. They had some like positivity pages, and I'm like, yes, I'm here for this positivity. So I just feel like, I've been surrounding myself with positive things on social media. And that's kind of just really helps me because I log into Instagram in the morning, and instead of seeing like a bunch of just random posts from people like I know, obviously, and then all the people flexing, which is normally my feed is either people flexing or people I know. It's just nice to have some messages of positivity, and normally they're reminders to take care of yourself. And if you look at it, you're like, yeah, this is basic. Don't patronise me. I don't need this. I know this already. It's not that easy. It's not that simple. But I think for me, it is. It is like a reminder, and having it reading it, having it said by someone else and reading it, really helps me. It's just it's just nice. It's just nice. So follow those accounts definitely if you've got social media, whatever ones, Facebook, whatever you use. Just fill it with a bit of positivity. Find some accounts that share some good stuff. And you may think, oh, I don't want this. This is all like the woke stuff. It's all like like just random, people be positive and trying to make it sound easier than it is. But it can help, and you look at it and you're like, it's stupid, but it's actually quite useful just to have like someone else saying it to you, I guess, rather than, because obviously you already know it, and we already know, drink water, which is what I've just done. I'm feeling rather hot today, so I'm going to be drinking quite a lot of water, so just be prepared for that. And, drink water and put some music on and all the basic, do some colouring in, all the basic stuff. And I feel like, yeah, it does get tedious being told that all the time, but actually, it's really, just having someone else tell you that in the morning when I scroll down my feed is just quite nice. I like it. So yeah, good week for me. Hope your week's been okay as well. Let me know how it has been, either there or Twitter as well. You can also reach me on at Jake S Writes. You can reach me there. So today I wanted to talk about something a bit serious, I guess. It's not serious as in bad. Well, it's bad, but okay, it's serious and bad. Be prepared. It's not really setting it up for a good intro, is it? But I wanted to talk about a campaign I've come across called Young London SOS. Now, Young London SOS is a campaign that's run. I'm not paid to say this, by the way. I have no affiliation with anyone involved in this at all. I've just literally read it today and thought this is good to talk about. Young London SOS is a campaign run by the Evening Standard and Place to Be. The Evening Standard being London's main newspaper. And the children's mental health crisis, which we are obviously aware of and had before the pandemic, when there was a massive lack of underfunding, which, going through the CAMS system, if we dare mention CAMS on the stream, I want to just give them a big shout out for Yeah, I mean they're not. I think especially if you read forums like I used to read on Childline's message boards and on Twitter as well. Cams aren't exactly the best organisation ever. Probably more of a hindrance than a help for mental health. But they are all we've got, so they do provide some benefit. Don't write them off completely. They're like the last chance saloon, so it's cams or nothing. So take cams and just go with the very precarious flow. But yeah, we won't dwell on cams. I know a lot of people in the mental health community, especially people like around my age, which have just come out of the cam system. Although I came out of it a few years ago, when they rung me out of the blue and said, "Do you want an appointment?" And I'm like, "Wait, why do I want an appointment?" And I'm like, I'm still on the like waiting list for like 2 years, and then I'm like, oh, okay, now you pop up when I'm like 17 and like over it, and like, I had to like just find my own way of coping, which was mainly through starting my blog and then having the support network of the mental health community and those around me that actually kind of helped me cope. I basically built my own support network. Not everyone's in the position to do that, and I'm fully appreciative of that. But for me, when I had that phone call, I'm like, bit late, and I decided to offer that place to someone else by rejecting that appointment. So actually, I said, no, look, I've managed all this time without you, and I'm fine, relatively. I'm sure I can manage the same way I'm managing now, and that's so comfortable. I'm comfortable recovering at this pace. I'm comfortable at this level. You can just give that appointment to someone else, because there's loads of people out there that aren't in the same position as me, and this is not a typical mental health experience. A lot of people have it a lot worse than me, and that this is not meant to represent everyone, because everyone's problems are different. So I feel like I have to say that, because some of the comments I get is, well, if you can get over it, other people can too, and you're helping other people get over it. And yeah, that's the idea of this, is more of a friendly catch up, and also to help me, because obviously talking about mental health helps my mental health as well. But so this is more kind of my own therapy session, if you will. But not everyone, a YouTube video and a blog is not gonna like cure the world. You do need that professional input. There is a sense that sometimes that may be medication, sometimes it may be types of therapy, CBT for example, counselling, and sometimes that's needed, and that's nothing to be ashamed of. And we try and treat mental health, and I still see this quite a lot, as something to just kind of buccaneer through, and just kind of if you didn't had like a broken leg for example, you don't just like buccaneer through on it. You kind of get a crutch, and sometimes you need a crutch for your mental health as well. So I think the whole let's just go in and just deal with it, it's just get over it and move on approach is wrong, and that's mainly those views are mainly expressed by those not in the mental health community. I'd like to add that people that don't suffer from a low mental health, who don't really understand or are less sympathetic to people, us, that actually, have to live with this and have to get up every day and have to go through it. So I just wanted to put that out there, that sometimes you do have to just be a bit appreciative that sometimes interventions, whatever you'd like to call them, is acceptable. And then we get into that whole pill shaming debate, and how you take medication for physical problems, like say you had a deficiency in iron, you take some iron, or deficiency in vitamin D, you take vitamin D. But then for mental health, you're just meant to just like get over it, and sometimes you have to take something for your low mental health, and sometimes that's okay. So back to the kind of the story. I decided to give that place to someone else, and So, obviously, we're aware of the funding issues and the long waiting times of years. You know, again, you don't get that with physical health. You don't go to A&E. The most you wait is 4 to 6 hours, possibly longer if the hospital's overrun. But, you know, you don't wait years or even days to be seen by someone. So, the fact that kind of mental health is shoved really far down in that kind of long time is quite bad. It's terrible. Because you know it is suffering and it is people going through really really bad shit, and it's not. It's you got to. I'm trying to word it in a way that's like you've got to realise that it's difficult and it's hard and it's not something you can just get over, and it has very real consequences. Some of the statistics from the article which I've pulled out, which really shocked me actually, was there was 109% increase in children across London reporting an increase in self-harm. 109% increase. 68% increase in those experiencing suicidal thoughts. And those kids that are counted into those two percentages are young as 5. Like year 1 in this country. Which I was like, wait, what? They're like 5 years old. And you know, these kids are like down here, like barely at like knee height. And they are having those feelings. And that just really shocked me actually. I was like, I just didn't believe it. And then I actually read the whole article and I'm like, this is real. This is a real article. These are real statistics, and this is something that's currently happening in the mental health world, in our world. And yeah, it just really just kind of hit how bad it is out there. It's rough. I mean, you know, some of the things that might affected my kind of when I had low moments during this, and obviously we've all had low moments during this, but you know, with mental health, those lows are exacerbated because you feel low anyway, and then you go from feeling low to feeling lower. You're like under rock bottom, and it just. It's just a difficult place to be in. So some of the low moments that I experienced were contributed mainly to being deprived of coping strategies, routine mainly, going to my office every day and, you know, working, getting the train every day to work and getting the train back from work. Then there's obviously the kind of lack of social contact in that not seeing anyone. Not that I really saw many people anyway. I mean, I'm autistic, so I haven't been really the most sociable, but I still do have a social group, but not a very big one. So that kind of interaction's missed, and you cannot replicate that over Zoom. You can't replicate the same vibe, the same being in the same room as someone, bouncing off people like that. You can't replicate that over Zoom or over kind of WhatsApp. It just doesn't work. And then obviously just having a complete deprivation of routine and structure and just everything else that's happened. And then obviously just the news being a constant kind of reminder, and I'm kind of trying to distance myself more from the news because at one point from like March to maybe like, you know, most of last year actually, I was just like addicted to watching the news just every day, and then the statistics come out and then you're sitting on the government website at 4, which I normally still do check just after 4, refreshing the page, waiting for the latest numbers, which have actually come down quite a lot today, but then it is after a weekend, so it's normally quite low anyway. But yeah, I just thought that it was worth mentioning, really, this campaign. Because there is no substitute for professional help. I think that's the key message. There is no substitute for professional help. And, you know, there's all the mental health blogs. And the mental health bloggers are wonderful. And I mean, I know a few of them on Twitter and on Instagram, and I read their articles. And it's good content, and it helps, and it provides value in the sense that yes, it does help, and it's a good read, but not everyone can do that. Not everyone can just read an article and be okay. Sometimes people need someone to sit with them and say, right, how can I help you? What's going on? Let's talk about it. Let's get through this. Sometimes you need someone with you to help you with that. Sometimes you can't just, put out a post, no matter how lovely it is. And it does help. And I feel like it is the positivity you should be surrounding yourself with to provide that boost. And that's kind of why I've had a positive week, is because I've been absorbing more of this positive content, and that's had a real effect on me. But, that's not everyone's going to get fixed by that. So, this is serious, and you think that there is still mental health, there's all the consequences of that, and that's people going into long-term disability even from their mental health, not being able to work, not being able to look after themselves, hurting themselves, etc. It has real physical consequences. It's not just people feel shit, they feel low, they're miserable, so is everyone else. We're all in the same boat here. Everyone feels shit, everyone's gone through a rough year, which is true, but people in the mental health community have it worse when they go through shit. It affects them worse because we're already feeling shit. We're already on that very precarious balance, and then you throw something that knocks you completely off kilter in the mix, and it's bad. And I feel like there's still people that don't get that. There's still people that are like, well, everyone's gone through shit, so why does they matter more than everyone else? And it's like, well, because they're being affected by it more. And yeah, I just wanted to put that out there, first of all. So we're kind of coming into the back end now, if you will, of Mental Monday. The back end, or the kind of the last 10 or so minutes. Is there anything else you want to talk about, really? Is there anything else that maybe we want to mention, either about the kind of the young London SOS campaign, or about the kind of feelings, how lockdown's been? I mean, we do have hope. The vaccines are coming. They're very it kind of ranges between 400 plus thousand vaccines a day, and then right down to 200 and some thousand a day. So it is quite jumpy. Pardon me, but the vaccines are they are coming, and is that the hope we need? Maybe not. It's definitely the way out of the pandemic. But then from the mental health side, when all this eases very gradually, there's still gonna be the mental health side still there. So I look at things from a mental health perspective, and I say, right, okay, pandemic's over, that's good, but then we've got the real work to recover from it. And that's when all the kind of mental health support needs to be funded, and it needs to be there, and the experts need to be there, and the help needs to be there for people. So yeah, if you can donate to that campaign, it's a donation campaign, or any other mental health organisation like Mind, for instance, or Young Minds UK, or the Mental Health Foundation that do Mental Health Awareness Week in May, then do let me know that you're going to do that. That'd be great. I'll give you a shout out. It would be good just to support some charities, because obviously all charities are struggling right now. Everyone is struggling, so a final thing I want to mention, and I haven't actually planned a live for this, is Time to Talk Day, which is on the 4th of February. And as we know, Time to Change is, I believe, shutting down, unless that has been reversed. They sent an email saying that they were closing down because of funding issues. So this makes this technically the last Time to Talk day there'll be, officially. So is that something that we want to cover? Maybe we'll do a live. I haven't really decided. I normally just cover it on social media, to be honest. I don't normally do anything more than that. But if you do want to, get involved in that, let me know. Let me know how we could do that. Time to Change will close on the 31st of March. Yeah, I was just looking up the date, that's why I went quiet. I just wanted to confirm that. They will close on the 31st of March this year. And since then, they have reached 5.4 million people and improved attitudes towards mental health. I like Time to Change. It's a good campaign. It's like one of these campaigns that are more aimed at people not in the mental health community, to like beat the stigma and just to kind of explain mental health in a way that makes people understand it's not a bunch of woke snowflakes, but actually a real thing people are going through and struggling with. And that just makes it better, just a bit more understanding, a bit more empathy, a bit more kind of compassion, really. Go a long way. So there you go, that's a nice message to leave on. Do let me know if there's anything I can help with, or if you just want to chat. All my socials are linked below. Other than that, it's been great being here with you for Mental Monday, the big friendly conversation about mental health. The next Mental Monday will be on the 8th of February. Unless we do one on the 4th, which I may not do. It's only an idea at the moment. But yeah, if you do need to reach me, all the socials are there. It's been great spending my Monday evening with you. I hope you have a good rest of the evening. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you all next week. And that's it. That is the end of today's episode. Bye, everyone.